Okay, Matt Schneider here at the Steve Bosdosh Golf Academy at PB Dye. Here doing a video analysis of my good friend Rodrigo. All right, Rodrigo, let's take a look at what we got going on here. As we take it back, good one-piece takeaway. Really wide arc here. Really stretching, a lot of body turn. Rodrigo was having trouble getting speed. He's a big guy, but he was only hitting his 7-iron maybe like 150, 155 yards. Really good turn. And just wasn't really just getting speed. I mean, it was a big body turn, but there wasn't a lot of hand and arm speed in it. You can see the club was getting, he was hitting down on it slightly. He was hitting big pushes. I don't know, just knew he was capable of doing more and just wasn't getting the result. So we made a couple changes. As you can see over here, we've got the shaft lean a little bit more forward, okay, because this is what we want to get at impact. At impact, we're trying to get the body to look a little bit more kind of in this position so that we can always hit down on the ball, right? Down and then come up, right? Ball first and then the ground. All right, so we got the hands forward a little bit more so you could feel that. And we worked on getting the club up a little bit more quickly. So you can see when his left arm is parallel to the ground, got a little bit more hinge. I'd like to see him hinge it up a little bit quicker than that, but any kind of improvement is better. Because you know, when we make changes in golf, it takes a huge effort just to make a little bit of a change. Okay, so that's allowing him to get the club up a little bit more quickly. It's creating a little bit more of a V sensation kind of swing rather than a U. And when he makes that V sensation, he feels like he can really hit down on that ball. Okay, and that's what we want to feel. We want to feel like he can really hit down on it. What I really like about this increasing the wrist hinge is at the top, you can see we get a little bit of lag, a little bit of shaft loading, but here you're going to see definitely more shaft loading. So what I love here is you can see actually the hands start to move down and then the angle increases. So the club head is going back even as his hands are going down. It's pretty subtle, but I think, you know, you don't necessarily have to have a trained eye to see that. And then what that's allowing him to do is sharpen this angle, create more lag, which is allowing for more hand speed, versus here you can see, and it's very flat, very rounded. And then as we get into the kind of left arm pointing down to the ground, okay, this isn't bad, but we'd like to see more, especially a young, strong man. We need to see more angle. And that's what we're talking about here. That's what we're looking for. Okay, and this is allowing him to use his hand speed. Now, he was concerned about having the ball go right, and valid concern. And what we talked about was turning his left knuckles down to the ground. And when you turn your left knuckles down to the ground, it allows you to close the club face. It's an interesting move. It does take some practice and some training. Come see us and we'll really lock it in for you. He learned this move within the hour, actually within like 10 minutes with some really good cues. And let's take a look at impact here. So you can see at impact, we've got the hands a little bit more forward. They're not hanging back quite as much. So this is more of a driving through the golf ball and less of a kind of like a flipping, scooping through the golf ball. And he's able to compress it a lot better. He was glowing after this lesson. It was really enjoyable to see him go from kind of hitting like weak 150 yard 7-irons to just piercing, high drawing, rising 170 yard 7-irons. There's some really, really nice work through there. All right, so here we got the down the line, and He's got really, really nice positions here. Taking the club back. Hands are a little bit low. It's a nice position, but you can see the club really straight up and down. He's just not able to get the power that he needs, right? So compare that to the new swing change where we were getting the club up a little bit more quickly, and you can see that club really kind of disappears and is creating that loading and that lag. It's a beautiful move through there. Versus here, it's very stiff. It's very stiff, almost like his wrists are too locked. Now, not everybody has the problem of locked wrists. A lot of people have wrists that are too flimsy, but that's why you have to see a coach, somebody who can tailor the tips for you. Now, because his wrists were so stiff, he wasn't really able to release the club head. So we did a lot of work on just creating arm and hand speed so that he could release it. You can see through there, just beautiful through there. You can see left knuckles trying to bow. We're really looking for that wrist to kind of bow. We don't want to see a cupped wrist there. The club face would be open. You can see this club face is closing through there. There's no way this ball is going to go right unless you're talking about right down the middle. Beautiful starting right, curving left, nice draw. Whereas here it's just kind of, you're just going to try and, it's just too far behind him and there's no speed. So he's just hitting these weak kind of push fadey shots with the occasional hosel. So I'm just really impressed with what he's done. We got him 15 more yards with his 7-iron. And you can just see that move is really loaded through there. Now he's got kind of a hold off finish. Okay. Love the extension through there. That's something we might work on. But I mean, after the ball's been hit perfect, it's not really that important what happens after the shot. It's kind of a little bit of his textbook finish there. Okay. All right. Until next time, good luck with your golf game.